Nini here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm wearing my gay Halloween outfit, which is an attempt to dark fantasy protagonist after she was corrupted, by the dark forces. So I have my wine here. The theme for today is dark fantasy. I wanted to talk about this obsession that women have nowadays with dark fantasy. I read a few books myself. It's not my favorite genre, but I'm going to talk a little bit because my friends who are bookworms, we have been having an interesting discussion about all this. Why women like dark fantasy. It is because they are unhappily married or there's something deeper here. Wait a second. This is port wine from my town. So nowadays I'm trying to write a book myself, but it's not dark fantasy. And I've been going to book talk to get inspiration. And I've been going to the bookstores, and I swear that I see like 80% of young adult novels are dark fantasy. What's going on? Because the plot seems to be always the same, this kind of rendition of the myth of Persephone and Hades. Girl meets this 300-year-old vampire who teaches the ways of the world. Like, please teach me. I'm a young virgin. I don't know anything about the world. Please teach me. This is bullshit because men don't teach us jack shit. Everybody knows that. And I found it very interesting. It's always this kind of like the same archetype of the young virginal girl who wants to tap into her darkness. And when I talk about this with my friends who are married or single, who enjoy these fantasy books, the conversations are very interesting because some say, oh, women are not happily married and they're not having good sex. And someone else says on the group, wait, I have good sex, I'm happily married, and I enjoy these books. Fair enough. This is not a one-size-fits-all solution. And other says, but I think women are very protected nowadays, and the way they explore their dark side is through these novels. Fair enough. This is like a point that I agree. I think it has to do more than sex, in my opinion. It's like, it has to do with this good girl Catholic programming that women do, because morality is just for men, not for women. Many women, many girls don't know how to access their dark feminine, their sensual power. They don't know how to be in the shadow. They fear the shadow because they were programmed to be always the nice girls, people pleasing, always putting others first. And they want more than fuck rhysand. They want to become rhysand. I think at the end of the day, they want to become the mafia boss themselves. They want to tap into that darkness, because if they become the dark boss themselves, the world is a bit safer. I think there is no coincidence that people are enjoying these novels in an age that women fear men a lot, because you want to fuck what you fear. For example, when I lived in Germany and Switzerland, these men who worked in the most boring jobs ever were the ones who always hired prostitutes to, smack them down. So what they fear? Loss of control. So what turns them on? Giving control to someone else. Understand the logic. Carl Jung and Freud talked about this all the time. That what we fear turns more or less in what make us horny. And that's why women fear men, but at the same time they want to be like ravaged by men. And that's it. If you read Carl Jung, you know that the man seeks the anima, the female principle, and the woman seeks the animus, the masculine principle, to integrate, because according to Carl Jung, we are very disfragmented species. So we want to integrate the dark and the masculine. And nowadays girls, like I mentioned, they are very conditioned by family values, especially the first world white girl, because the woman of the global south is different. Like the white girl, like I mentioned in previous videos, like being feminine and being sensual is something that is frowned upon, especially if you're a professional woman. Like these spaces, even the spiritual spaces and the corporate world spaces, they frown upon women like they were sensual, who have a bit of wreaths. The office siren is desired but frowned upon, right? So women repress all that, but at the same time they want to explore that. It's not the sex, it's the idea of becoming the villain, of saying no to things, you know? So my tips, it's like, okay, if you want to live a life where you integrate this, you need to forget about morality for a few seconds. Don't be an evil person, but you need to tap into the bad girl. Go to an H&M, rob some sunglasses, say no to people, say no to your parents, block friends that they no longer align with you, flirt with random strangers even though you're not going to sleep with them. Try to embody that dark feminine. Watch movies about this, like old Hollywood movies about the femme fatale. Watch YouTube videos about with these dark feminine figures. Tips on manipulate men, how to harvest energy, how to manipulate energies. There are women on YouTube who teach you to do that, that you can pick. Even the catcalling from men and Instagram comments, they can be used also to transform energy, to fulfill your dreams. Is very interesting. There are techniques. It can be done with the grace of God. You ask God to transmute all this energy, it works, I swear by. So tap into that darkness without forgetting the light, and see, become the villain, become the rhysand that you wish to become the evil vampire, because this is what the women want deeply. Women forgot about the power of the sensual energy, because again, the women of the global south, they know that shaking their ass and tits and everything else expels energies and transmute energies. In some African cultures and in some countries in Latin America, if someone dies, they dance. If someone is born, they dance, they transmute energy. That's why J.K. Rowling is so against trans people, because as an artist or as an intellectual, she wasn't allowed to tap into that sensual energy. And that's why being sensual is more than opening your legs and fuck. It's the energy that you embody, a way of walking, a way of talking, a way of existing. And people say that you need to do this and that to tap in your dark feminine. Ignore that. In my opinion, just your ability to say no and stay centered in your body and know your body. Nowadays, people, especially the Gen Z women, they are very disconnected with their bodies. And so millennial women, I have like married people who say, I never had an orgasm. But again, coming back to my friends, those who had orgasms still tell me, okay, I enjoy dark fantasy. And I said, good, great. So maybe there's someone that is not being very well fucked and enjoys dark fantasy because of that. But I have an army of women who say that, oh, I'm dark enough. I enjoy sex. I'm happy with my husband and boyfriend and still enjoy this. Me too. I enjoy these books. Not my favorite genre, but I've enjoyed as a vacation read on the airport. It was fun. Rhysand on the airport. And is that all that we need to do? Don't flirt with married men, but yeah, go to a bar, dress sexy, put a red dress, lipstick, put some Lana Del Rey song, go to the bar. You don't need to bring anyone home, but just embody that energy, that flow. And then you can also transmute desire, like I said, into magic, because we are women. There are ways, there are books you can read, there are things on YouTube that you can watch that taught me a lot. And good luck, enjoy your gay Halloween. I'm shooting this on Halloween, and let me know in your comment section what you think about this. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and ciao.